So just to summarize, is there something that you would, is there some words of encouragement or something you'd like to say to get people more involved in whatever it is?
Know who you are. Know where you're going. And I keep that trail of positiveness. Because for sure there are going to be many forces, negative forces that are going to be around you. But I think it's so important for the future generation to know that how we were looked at and how they're trying to do to us is that they haven't destroyed it. It's not destroyed. It has made us a stronger thinking people. That's who we are. Yeah.
Mine is very similar too. My grandfather always told me, never be ashamed of who you are. Be proud. Because if you're not, he says, you're going to disappoint me very much.
And that's what it is. That's the old people saying. It is. It's so how true that is. Be proud of who you are.
He said it to me when I just came out of residential school. And the residential school taught us, or they tried to teach us, and they succeeded in many cases, that you Indians are not good.
Yeah.
They taught us that. Why? I haven't got a clue, because we were just children. All we did was listen. And that listening really affected us. I can see it as a man, but you know what? It was worse on our women folk. And that's something we need to really understand as men. And not accept it, but deal with it. Let's deal with it, because I want to make sure my children, my grandchildren, it never happens to them out in public ever again.
You know something in a very subtle way is that the men lost their Indian status through being away from the reserve for many years, and because they go and get their treaty money, and just because they're not residing on the reserve, when they go back, they're no longer on a list. And then this guy went, his name was Isaac Jackson, and he went to war, 5 years. He was in a war, World War II, and he came back. So he thought he'd settle down at Goodfish Lake because his wife, I think they had a couple of kids, and his wife was Gladys Hunter. And so he went out there, and Indian Affairs came down and said, oh no, you can't build your house there, because they were clearing up that piece of land. Oh no, you can't build your house there. And then when he came back there 2 weeks after, it was all bulldozed, because they were going to build the road there. Indian Affairs ordered that road to be, that place to be bulldozed.
So anyway,
You see, very, very nicely done. And this guy died out in the city, on the streets, whatever you can call it. Just where Jackson died. It's a good thing Edith, my Auntie Edith, was still alive, demanded to bring back the body of Joshua Jackson, was buried in Goodfish. But Lyman is buried somewhere in Vancouver or Edmonton. Nobody fought for him. Yeah. So there we are. Sometimes we sit back and we know somebody who needs help, something like that, when we didn't help them. Yeah. And the man was 5 years in the war, remember, 5 years in the war, came back.
Yeah. That happened to a lot of veterans,
Yeah.
that they died on the street.
Yeah.
So I have every hope, because without hope we have nothing. I have high hopes for our children to survive. Yes, we went through generations of dysfunctionality that was imposed on us, but I think I shouldn't say it, I know we can get out of it, and our children and our grandchildren, and that unborn generation is gonna, as long as we do our thing to teach them, to deal with them, and how important, again, is what this thing is, this meeting that we have here, how important is the women's role in our values and our culture? We need to understand that, and we need to understand it pretty fast.
Yes.